Let's talk about Figma. I mean, they're the undisputed leader in interface design, a real software titan that just made its big debut on Wall Street. By pretty much every measure, this is what you'd call a generational company.
So Figma's on top of the world, right? Well, not so fast. Despite all that incredible success, there's a shadow looming. A brand new technology has popped up that threatens its entire business model, and it's creating this fascinating dilemma for anyone thinking about investing. Okay, let's dive into this.
All right, first up, let's look at the bull case. Why do so many analysts believe Figma has built this, unbreachable fortress? Well, the numbers are just staggering. For starters, get this. Figma has blown past the $1 billion mark in annual recurring revenue. That is an elite milestone that puts it in the absolute top tier of software companies. And it's not like they're slowing down. Nope. The company is still growing at a blistering 38% year over year. For a company this big, that kind of growth is just incredibly impressive. But this might be the most important number of them all, 131% net dollar retention. Now, what on earth does that actually mean? Okay, so NDR basically tells you how much your current customers are increasing their spending with you over time. A score over 100% is good. A score of 131%, that's elite. It means that even if Figma signed up 0 new customers next year, its revenue would still grow by 31%. So the takeaway is huge. Customers aren't just staying, they're getting more and more embedded.
And that incredible customer loyalty we just talked about, that's the foundation of the fortress Figma has built around its business, which this slide lays out perfectly. They've grabbed a massive chunk of the market and are woven into the fabric of the world's biggest companies. And here's the kicker. They're not just a design tool anymore. With Dev Mode for developers and FigJam for brainstorming, they've become an entire platform that's super hard to quit.
But, every fortress has a potential weakness. So now we have to pivot and look at the bear case and the existential threat that generative AI poses to Figma's entire world. This threat, it has a name, prompt to code. And it's basically what it sounds like. These are new AI tools where you can just type a description, something like create a login page with a blue button, and boom, it spits out the final code. This could potentially let people skip the whole visual design step that Figma completely dominates. And this slide, wow, this really shows you the danger plain as day. The old Figma workflow is this multi-step, multi-person process. You need designers, developers, product managers, all with paid seats. But this new AI workflow, it threatens to smash that entire process down into a single step, which could seriously reduce the number of paid accounts a company needs. And the AI threat isn't the only thing worrying the bears. First off, you've got the stock's really high valuation. It's trading at around 19 times sales, which doesn't leave much room for any mistakes. Second, the cost of actually running all their new AI features is starting to eat into their profit margins. And on top of all that, there are 2 big red flags we absolutely have to talk about. The first one is insider selling. Back in November, the CEO, Dylan Field, sold nearly $113 million worth of his own stock. Now, these sales are often scheduled way in advance, but the sheer size of this one, well, it definitely raised some eyebrows on Wall Street. So, facing this massive threat, you'd think Figma might be panicking, but no, the company is launching a really aggressive counteroffensive, making a huge pivot to secure its spot in this new AI-driven world. And this quote right here, this pretty much captures their entire strategy. Instead of letting AI kick the designer out of the picture, Figma wants to give the designer AI superpowers. They want to keep the human in the loop, making their existing users way more powerful, not obsolete. So how are they doing it? They've launched this 3-part product suite. First, there's Make, which lets you generate editable designs just from a text prompt. Second is Buzz, which is aimed at marketing teams so they can quickly create on-brand stuff. And third is Weave, a really powerful tool that lets you combine and control different AI models all on one canvas. So the crucial point is this. Figma is making a massive bet. They're trying to shift from being just a design tool to being the central hub, the main orchestrator that helps a company manage all of these different creative AI tools. So we've got the mighty fortress on one side and the existential AI threat on the other. This brings us to the final verdict, the big question. After weighing all the evidence, should investors hold on, or is it time to fold? This slide just sums up the whole conflict perfectly, doesn't it? On the bull side, you've got this monopoly-like dominance and incredible financial numbers. And on the bear side, you have that scary prompt-to-code threat, the high valuation, and that concerning insider selling. It's a classic Wall Street battle between an amazing company and a disruptive new technology. After weighing everything, the final recommendation from the analyst report is a hold. So not a buy, but not a sell either. And the reasoning here is really nuanced. Analysts absolutely love Figma's AI strategy for the long run. They think it's brilliant. But in the short term, the risks are just too high. That insider selling is a real yellow flag. And there's a big stock lockup expiration coming in January 2026. That's when early investors and employees can finally sell their shares, which could flood the market and create a ton of volatility.
So when you boil it all down, Figma is in the middle of a massive, high-stakes pivot. It's betting everything that it can become the conductor of this new AI orchestra rather than just another instrument that gets replaced. And whether or not that bet pays off, well, that's going to determine the future of one of Silicon Valley's most important companies.